think it's happy day, happy life, happy journey. I think that's how it goes. I got that from a dear friend and fellow practitioner, Marianne, who is the artistic director and choir director and director of arts and ministry at Agape, Marianne Lewis. And she used to start off her Agape ceremonies, or Agape, when she would start off leading the chant, she would start off with happy day, happy life, happy journey. I said, Marianne, I love that. I'm stealing it from you. and so it's now mine. I really appreciate her letting me do that. So hi, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Elena, I love you. Thank you for being there. I am so grateful. I am here to tell you first a little bit about rhythmia, and secondly about innocence. What is innocence? What is innocence in this context? It means I didn't do it. I'm not guilty. Hey, Diego, great to see you. But innocence in the context of our own spiritual growth and development, getting rid of the guilt trips that we lay on ourselves for not being enough, not being good enough, not being productive enough, not being fast enough, not being smart enough, not being enough, this moment not being enough. It starts this downward spiral of guilt that actually doesn't motivate us. And that's where we naturally go, right? To, I should be doing better. I need to be doing this, da, 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 da. And it starts this cycle of guilt that actually keeps us from accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish. So I want to say hello to everybody. I want to tell you a little bit about rhythmia, and then I want to talk about guilt and innocence. You're guilty. You're innocent. You're guilty. You're innocent. You're innocent. Period. All right. So thank you guys for joining in. A little bit about rhythmia. I'm so grateful for this place called Rhythmia. Oh my God, what amazing things happen every week. If you haven't been there, if you've been there and experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't been there, check it out. Check out the number on the screen on the Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. What happens there is what is trying to happen in life, which is us seeing what's not true about ourselves. The guilt that we naturally take on, all the stuff that we naturally take on that's not, all the things, all the stories, all of the ways of thinking that say that we're not enough, that we're not safe, that we don't belong, and that we're not lovable. All that is just shit. It's just crap that gets impressed upon us. And so we have to go through this process of unbecoming in order to come back to a state of wholeness. This is what happens at Rhythmia. You shed all the things that aren't you. And when you get rid of all the stuff that's not you, there's just the truth of you there. You've become more of who you really are. And then we can forgive. And then we can heal our bodies, our minds, our hearts, and our souls. All right. Tanya, great to see you. Wonderful. So glad you're here. And Sherry, happy birthday. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. You are wonderful. You are wonderful, Sherry. Thank you. Sherry is a death doula, which is an amazing thing, to walk people to the other side. And she is an amazing individual. So, Sherry, we're just standing here collectively right now saying, we see you, Sherry. We see who you really are. You are an individual expression of the divine, here for a mighty purpose. And this year, 2023, on your birthday, we're calling forth for you an abundance of all manner, an abundance of peace of mind, of health and vitality of body, and that all your needs are met so that you can go out and deliver your gifts and talents and be the beneficial presence on the planet that you are. Happy birthday. And so it is. Okay. Hey, Eliza. Hey, Diego. Hey, Odine. Hey, Heidi. Hey, everybody over here. So glad you're here. All right. Now, Rhythmia. We were talking about Rhythmia, and this broadcast is under the auspices of Rhythmia, so I get to tell you a little bit about what's going on at Rhythmia, and for you to activate something within you, activate what's been waiting to come forth. You've always known what it is. You've always known that thing that you want to do, and somehow, over the grit and grime of the journey, mud and gook has gotten plastered on that dream, and it seems impossible. But guess what? Once you clear all that crap off, all things are possible. All things are possible. Nothing is impossible, right? Because the possibility exists. There is a possibility of a world that works for the best and highest good for all. That possibility exists. The possibility of you living the life that you love, greater than you could have ever imagined, that exists. The possibility of you living in health and wholeness, the possibility of you living in abundance and vitality, the possibility of you living in prosperity and joy, that all exists. And if you're not experiencing that right now, all we got to do is clean up the gook. That's it. The right course of action will reveal itself once we clean up the gook. That's what Rhythmia does. Helps you get the gook off, right? And that's also our topic today, about original guilt. There's no original sin. There's just original guilt, right? What does that mean? It means that we always thought it was the apple that did Eve in, right? She ate of the forbidden fruit. It wasn't the forbidden fruit that did her in. It was the guilt trip that the serpent laid on her, right? Once he convinced her to take the apple. He said, eat of this fruit and you'll be better than you are now. That's the guilt trip right now, because inherently the serpent was saying, you're not good enough right now. What you're experiencing isn't enough. And that's what caused all the problems. That's when original guilt entered into the world. And this original guilt, that's the stuff that blocks us. This sense that we're separate. All guilt emanates out of a sense of separation. Now, here's how it works. For example, yesterday was a challenging day for me. I am trying to get some work done, and I got stuck on this one thing that I was trying to solve, one thing I was trying to figure out. It took me all day, and I should have had this figured out a long time ago. And so it's taking me so long. And while it's taking me so long to try and figure out how to handle this issue, what are the thoughts coming up in my mind? Oh, maybe you're just not smart. Like, other people seem to get stuff done faster than you. Maybe it's the ADHD, like, you got this thing and you're distracted, and maybe your mind's not right? Like, maybe you're just not like other people that get stuff done faster. You just aren't very fast. All of a sudden, all these limiting thoughts started coming into my mind. Did any of those things help me to become more efficient? Help me to become more clear-headed about the issue and the problem? No, they just dragged me down into a downward spiral of not being enough. And in fact, instead of moving into my toolbox, my spiritual gig bag of meditation or breath work or movement that would help me elevate my mind and get out of that loop, that ruminating loop. What is a ruminating loop? Ruminating is negative self-talk. It's like that evil stepmother. Remember the evil stepmother from Cinderella, right? That we all have that evil stepmother in our head. And she's like, you're not good enough. You don't get to go to the ball. You don't get to wear that nice dress. No. You aren't even worth cleaning the toilets. You get back there and clean the stuff up. And the other people who are smarter and prettier and better, they're going to the ball because you aren't good enough. That's what we got. That's what I got in the back of my mind. And so oftentimes when we get stuck in this loop, we're trying to get something done. We're trying to accomplish something. We're trying to move forward in our lives, and we just can't seem to do it. Can't seem to get over that hump. And then we get stuck in this cycle of guilt and shame. And the cycle of guilt and shame actually keeps us locked in, because there's a physiological element to this. The body gets addicted to guilt because why? Because guilt is an emotion. And when emotions are happening in the body, certain toxic chemicals are released in the body. Those toxic chemicals, the body gets addicted to, just like it gets addicted to a drug. So we get addicted to the feeling of guilt, even though we don't want to feel it. Logically, we're like, I don't want to feel this. But our body's like, I'm used to that. I'm used to that feeling. And it's a cycle, right? So how do we move out of that cycle? First of all, the first thing to remember for me is to nurture our inherent innocence, a return to innocence. What is innocence? Innocence is the opposite of guilt, right? But innocence is ultimately saying that there's something true and something real within each one of us that is unharmed, unhurt, untouched by the vicissitudes of the world, undamaged by all of the negative thinking. There's something in us that is the truth of our being. What is that? That's the Buddha consciousness within us. That's the Christed consciousness within us. That is the I am consciousness within us. It is that thing that's inexplicable, that's in each one of us, that is the very life force itself. The life that's in me and the life that's in you and the life that's all around. We got Nicole saying, focus. Susanna saying, we are not the voices in our head. Amen to that, Susanna. And Diego going, love your inner child. That's exactly what it is. That's exactly what it is to love your inner child, right? So this idea that inherently we're innocent. Inherently, there's something true and good and real about each one of us that's unhurt, untouched by all the stuff, all the mistakes, all the times we chose lower, all the times we were stingy, all the times we were mean, untouched by that. This is the truth of the presence of God within us, the presence of the I am consciousness. It is that life force, the very thing itself that's within us that is breathing us. It is what the Bible says, the light that lighteth up every man, woman, and child. It's that life force within you. That's the truth. That's the thing that's real. That's the thing that's eternal. That's the thing that's unchanging. That's the thing that's never been born and will never die. That is the truth of who we are. And that's what gets covered up by all this negative thinking. So what do we do to get out of the negative thinking? How do we stop that cycle? First of all, is to realize that it is a physiological thing. So we have to recognize that there's going to be some physical resistance to this. And we have to up level. We have to change our mind. We have to change the way we're thinking. When we change the way we're thinking, we change the way we're feeling. When we change the way we're feeling, we change the vibratory signature that we're putting out. And we become unappealed for what we are seeking. But more importantly, it is this deep realization that in everything that we do, we must nurture the innocence within us. We must nurture the goodness within us. It doesn't mean that we have to be only do things that we consider good, right? Because there's really no good or bad. What we must do is change the way we're thinking. So for example, yesterday when I was in that loop, maybe I'm not good enough. Maybe, hey, Preston, hey, Audrey, how are you? Great to see you guys. Apara, thank you so much for joining. So I was in that negative loop. I couldn't get out of it. Maybe you're not smart. Maybe, the ADHD, maybe you just don't think clearly like other people. All that crap that's not true was just dragging me down. So the first thing to do is stop thinking about the problem. Stop thinking about what's wrong. Stop thinking about all the ways that you're not good enough. Stop thinking about all the ways that things aren't the way you want them to be, because that is the fundamental thing that keeps us locked in this loop. It's the fundamental thing that keeps that old pattern of guilt and shame tightly wound. Tightly wound. How do we begin to unwind these tightly wound patterns? First is the observation of it. I was so fused with what was going on yesterday in my head, I didn't realize, like Suzanne said, we're not the voices in our head. I was just identified with that voice. So I couldn't even observe it because I was fused with it. So the first thing is to begin our powers of observation, to say, I'm feeling this way. Become aware of how you're feeling and what you're thinking. This is a familiar feeling. Okay, first thing. Now I've got a little bit of distance between me and the emotion, because the truth is we're not our thoughts. Just as Susanna said, we're not our thoughts. We have thoughts, but we're not our thoughts. You have a car, but you're not your car, right? And here's how I love this example that Michael Bernard Beckwith uses at Agape. It's like the ocean and the stuff that's in the ocean. Who we are is this sea of infinite consciousness. That's the ocean. And then we have these thoughts. Our thoughts are like the stuff that's in the ocean, the fish poop, the shipwrecks, the seaweed, the coral, the rocks, the fish, all that stuff, the tires, the plastic, all the stuff that's not the ocean, but it's in the ocean. That's our thoughts. We're not our thoughts. We have thoughts. They're the content of our mind, but they're not us. They're not the truth of who we are. So the first thing to do is the observation of what I am feeling, what I am thinking. And that's the only thing to do. First is, oh, I'm feeling this way. The recognition. Number 2, stop thinking about it, right? Oh, I shouldn't stop thinking about it. If I stop thinking about it, if I stop thinking about it, I'm not going to get this done. If I stop thinking about it, I'm not going to figure out this problem. But the thing is, I'm in this downward spiral loop. So stop thinking about the problem. Number 3, start thinking about peace. Start thinking about intelligence. Start thinking about all of the wins in your life. Start thinking about all the times that you, through the grace of the divine, you've been lifted, you've been protected. Start thinking about beauty. Start thinking about love. Start thinking about God. And if God's a triggering word, start thinking about love, beauty, intelligence. Start thinking about the order and the balance and the harmony. Begin to just shift the perspective. Affirmation is an amazing thing to do here. Affirmation. So I begin, I've shared with you before, Florence Scovel Shinn, in a wonderful book called The Word is Your Wand, has some amazing affirmations. So I began yesterday, just stop thinking about all that stuff, all the times, all the ways that I was not doing what I was supposed to be doing, and how far behind I was, and how much I needed to get this stuff done, and I wasn't doing it, and maybe I'm a loser, maybe I just don't, of course, other people that are successful don't have these problems, right? And I began to say some affirmations. 1, observe. This is the way I'm feeling. Once you observe it, there's a distance between you and the thing. Number 2, stop thinking about the problem. Number 3, start thinking about God. Start thinking about something affirmative. So here are some affirmations. Infinite Spirit, give me wisdom to make the most of my opportunities. Never let me miss a trick. I'm always under direct inspiration. I know just what to do and give instant obedience to my intuitive ideas. My angel of destiny goes before me, keeping me on the path. All power is given unto me. Be meek and lowly of heart. I'm willing to come last, therefore I come first. I now place my personal will upon the altar. Your will, not my will. Your way, not my way. Your time, not my time. And in the twinkling of an eye, it is done. There are no mysteries in the kingdom. Whatever I should know will now be revealed to me under grace. I am a perfect, non-resistant instrument for God to work through, and his perfect plan for me now comes to pass in a magic way. These are some of the affirmations that we can start saying to shift our mindset. So we stop thinking about the problem and we start thinking about something else. Because to solve the problem, we can't solve the problem at the level of the problem. We have to use a different way of thinking to get us out of the problem. We have to use a different consciousness. Right on, Preston. Woo! Are you feeling spirit? Spirit in the dark. Okay, that was really bad. Anyway, we have to use a different consciousness to get out of what the problem, right? We have to use a different level of thinking. So what do we have to do? We have to lift our minds above confusion. What is the confusion? The confusion is that there's something wrong. That's the biggest conspiracy theory there is. The biggest conspiracy theory ever is that there's something wrong with you. And I did exactly that yesterday. I was like, there's something wrong with me. My mind doesn't work like other people. I'm not as sharp as other people. I'm not as fast as other people. I started, there's something wrong. That is the beginning of the downward spiral. So we must lift our minds above confusion. We do that through prayer, through meditation, through affirmation, through connecting in nature, through movement and exercise. Do something. So it looks like you're doing something that's off task. I have a task that I'm supposed to do. I'm having trouble getting it done. I got into this ruminating cycle, downward cycle, and I'm going to just keep trying harder, longer, faster, stronger, harder, longer, faster, stronger in order to try and get out of the problem. Well, what am I doing? I'm using the same mindset that got me there to try and get out of there. That's not Not going to work. So we move into activities that might seem off task, like dancing, walking in nature, going for a walk on the beach, playing with your dog or your kid, reading some affirmations, reading something inspirational, doing a meditation, taking a cold bath, moving, dancing around, doing some exercise, chanting, whatever it is. It seems like I'm just wasting more time. I'm still not accomplishing the thing that I want to accomplish. But really, you're lifting your mind above confusion. And that's the level where solutions come from. That's the level where answers come from. If we want to solve the problem, we can't stay in the problem. We got to move to the level of answers. We got to move to the level of solutions. How do we do that? By lifting our minds above confusion. What's the confusion? That this world is real. That things take a long time and I got to do it this way. Oh no. Behold, I shall do a new thing. I shall make rivers in the desert and a way in the wilderness. This is what the presence of intelligence, the presence of love, the presence of beauty, the presence of God, the presence of the Great Spirit is trying to tell us. It's trying to tell us that, it's trying to tell, I'm sorry, I'm looking at something going on in the chat. So I would just say, tarot reading by Mary, this is a place for people to communicate about the Facebook Live, not to sell your personal products. Okay, so I'm going to just ask you to please respect that. Thank you so much. All right. So here's the issue. Here's the issue that we must lift our minds above confusion. And the confusion is that there is something wrong, the greatest conspiracy of all. And we get stuck in that loop, right? And this is where we get to work our magic. This is where we become sorcerers and magicians and alchemists in our life. Because the truth is that there is an intelligence that encompasses all things possible. All possibilities, all potentialities exist in a unified field called the realm of God, right? Quantum physicists call it unified field. And so, all right, I'm going to just, please excuse me 1 second here. Thank you. Okay. Oops. Okay, great. Thank you. Sorry, there's a little something going on in the chat on the restream, and I just needed to take care of that. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's the deal. Let me get back on track here. Lifting our minds above confusion. And oh, yes, thank you. I'm back. Thank you, Spirit. So there is a presence. There is a power, one life of all, and no other power, no other presence can exist outside of the infinite mind. And this infinite intelligence can go places where our finite intelligence can't go, where our limited consciousness can't go. This is the realm of magic. This is the realm of mastery. This is the realm of all things possible consciousness. This is the realm of sorcery. This is the realm of the integrity of the magic-making universe. When we can say, I'm just going to lift my mind above confusion by doing a few practices like meditation or yoga or breath work or nature connect or shaking my body or dancing or exercising or prayer or affirmation. I'm going to do something to shift my mindset. And when I can shift my mindset, I open myself up to more possibilities that I couldn't see before, because there are three realms of knowledge. There's what I know. There's what I know I don't know. And there's what I don't know I don't know, right? Like I know how to speak English. I know I don't know how to speak Russian. But then there's a greater realm of knowledge of what I don't know I don't even know. I don't even know I don't know it. That's the realm of the super consciousness. That is the realm where we draw upon, where magic and unbelievable opportunities, unexpected good, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected love, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, unexpected connections start coming in from unexpected ways and unexpected places in my life and your life and the life of others. We have to take an oath to remain open to what's possible. You know, Harriet Tubman, she said she could have saved so many more people, but they didn't believe freedom was possible. They didn't believe it was possible. And if we don't even think it's possible, there's no chance. So here are the 3 steps to short-circuiting the ruminating cycle of guilt and shame. Number 1, observation. Become aware of what your feelings are. Get in touch. I'm feeling this way. Don't be fused with them. Begin to observe. In the act of observation, something begins to transmute. So I begin to observe, I'm having this thought. I'm not enough. I'm not good. I'm not capable. I'm not loved. I'm not safe. I don't belong. Whatever the thought is. First, I observe it. In the observation of it, it begins to unwind. It begins to transmute. Second, stop thinking about the problem. Stop thinking about how not enough you are. Stop thinking about that you can't do it. Number 3, turn away completely from the problem and begin thinking about God. Begin thinking about affirmations. Do something to shift the consciousness. Do something to shift the state of the vibrational frequency. We're vibrating very low when we're thinking about problems. When we have to upgrade our vibrational level. And when we do that, we become open to receive in ways that we couldn't even imagine. That's what I was saying earlier when we say, behold, I shall do a new thing. I shall make a river in the desert and a way in the wilderness. For the presence of intelligence, the presence of beauty, the presence of love knows how to do things that we can't even imagine. And it happens in a magical way with ease and grace. So be open. Look in your lives. Look in your lives right now and know that there were times when stuff happened and you were like, what? I can't believe that just happened. Can you believe that? It was amazing. Good luck, right? A stroke of luck. No. You were vibrating a particular frequency and you opened yourself up to receive the opportunity, the possibility, the potentiality of what was seeking to emerge in, through, and as you. So, guilt and shame, I'm done with you. No more guilt. We're moving out of the guilt and shame cycle. We're realizing that the original guilt came from that serpent who laid that guilt trip on Eve so long ago and said, if you eat of this, you'll be better than you are now. Now, I'm not saying that we're not wanting to improve. What I am saying is that essentially, if, as I said in the beginning, there is a part of you that's so true, so real, unhurt, unharmed, unendangered, never born, never died, the essence of the Buddha consciousness, the Christ consciousness, the I am consciousness within you. If that's the truth, and I know it's true, that's the truth, then there is a part of you that's all right. There's a part of you that's all right. Nothing wrong. And we anchor into that. And that is the part, the innermost God and the uppermost God are the same God. That's the part that connects with the field of infinite potential and infinite possibility that allows a breakthrough to come through right when you weren't expecting it. Unexpected good, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected connections, unexpected love, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways. From unexpected places in my life, in your life, in the life of others. That's what it's about. We have to take a moment. We have to take an oath. I love you, Preston. We have to take an oath to stay open. That's all we got to do is stay open to receive the good. Don't close down with limited thinking of I'm not enough and this isn't right. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong at all. That's the biggest conspiracy theory there is. We could just let go of all that and start thinking about love. Start thinking about beauty. Start thinking about the order and balance and harmony of the universe. The sun rose today. The sun rose today. Everything's in order. Like, you want to check the news? Look outside. Oops, sun came up. Everything's cool. Earth is spinning. Great. Oh, waves are waving. Right? The tides are coming in and out. Everything seems to be in order. Anything other than that order is an aberration. Anything other than that order is something false in our consciousness. And all we must do is lift ourselves above confusion so that we become a portal. We become a place. We become an opening for unexpected good to flow through us and into the world. We become the beneficial presence on the planet. Oh my goodness. Oh, Preston, take me to the meadow. There's a meadow meditation, actually. If you go to my website, johnjacobmubarak.com, you can get a free meditation called The Meadow. And on that meditation, I'm going to take you to the meadow. So I think that's our talk today. That's the talk. I'm so grateful and so thankful that you all tuned in today. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be with you. I'm so grateful. I'm so thankful. And I'm going to end right here. I'm just going to end right here with one prayer. Just to start in gratitude for this moment, for this now moment, for this day. I'm in gratitude for my life. With all the stuff, all the challenges, all the difficulties, this life, this is living. The fullness of it, everything that fits my picture and everything that doesn't, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for each one of you and the lives of each of you, that you are tuning into something in the middle of the day to lift yourselves above confusion. I'm so grateful for that urge within you, that nudging within you for more. And I recognize now is the moment of recognition when we recognize that there is one power, there is a presence, there is a power, one life of all. And no other power, no other presence can exist outside of the infinite. One life, one love. It can only be God's love. Oh, yes, I know that each one walks in the love of the divine. Each one walks in the love and intelligence of God. That the love of God, the love of the presence, the love of the universe, the love of the great spirit enfolds each one, wraps them up like a warm blanket, so that they know that there is no condition and no selection on this love, that they are loved, period. I recognize and know and speak the word that each one is guided by an infinite intelligence that knows the way to fulfillment, that knows only its own fulfillment, that knows only its own perfection, that knows only its own completion, and that we need not struggle, need not strive so hard so that we can allow it to carry us and we get caught by the surprise of our own unfolding. One intelligence guiding each one. Your steps are guided. And I know that there is a power that spins the planet right now without human compulsion or interference. That power is going before each one listening to my voice now or on the later recording. It doesn't matter. There is no time or space in the divine, for it is eternal. So I know that this power goes before you, making your way easy and immediate, peaceful and joyful. So grateful to speak this word and to know the truth that each one is living their best life, expressing their gifts and talents, came here to deliver and becoming the beneficial presence on the planet. I'm so grateful to know this truth. I'm so grateful to feel it deep inside of me. And I say, and so it is. And so it is. Amen. Ashe. Hayaya. Okay, everybody. Much love. Much love. Thank you all. Sending you much love. All right. I'm ending it now. Bye.